whoever has to join by 3:05. Okay. So organizer, just let's make sure that from next time we are locking the rooms that nobody else can join, because then it's getting a bit late when we are starting. Okay. So make sure that you're looking at the WhatsApp groups also, because that is also very important. The WhatsApp group has been created to notify you things, before time, because sometimes it takes time for the mails to reach. So WhatsApp group is for instant communication. So whatever is being posted in WhatsApp and sent to you via mail, make sure that you're aware of that, or else it might get a bit late and I don't want you to join the class. Okay? So let's start. How is everyone? How are you all? All good? Okay. I know it's a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Okay. And I hope that you're seated in the right way. I don't want anyone to, lie down, and maybe you have had lunch a while back. It's 3:14. Yeah. So lunchtime is almost over for a lot of you. Please don't fall asleep. Have coffee, have strong black coffee or whatever, tea, coffee, so that you can stay awake. Because everybody feels like sleeping at this time. Like that. Okay? So can I expect all of you to stay awake and be seated till the class ends? Can you give me an affirmation? I know.
Yes, we have to proceed, ma'am. We cannot delay more.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's start the class. So yeah, previous class I completed B verbs with you, right? Seren estar, B verbs. So have you revised it? B verbs in Spanish? Okay. So make sure that whatever homework you're doing, you're sending that to me over mail, because that is very important. And once you send it to me, I'm going to check it. Okay. So send it to me via mail. I will check it. Okay. Do not keep it to yourself, and this is your responsibility. Take ownership of your course progress. Whatever I teach, make sure you're completing that from your side. Because sitting here, I cannot monitor everyone. What I tell you, you have to complete that. It's a very small thing, but very, very important thing for you. Okay. Okay. So today we're going to start something different. Something different, as in, I know we have been only doing basic grammar till now. Okay. We're doing grammar right now. So today I just thought of teaching you something where you can speak a little bit also. Okay. Speak as in speak a little bit about yourself. Talk to your friends in very basic Spanish. Obviously, we will not go to advanced Spanish right now. We are not going to advanced, but basic small phrases where you go outside, you meet a friend, maybe somebody's there and you want to talk. And I want you all to know a little bit about that. Okay. So yeah, let's start. So can you guess what it's gonna be? It's something about yourself, where you will be talking about yourself to your friends, to everybody who is around you. Okay. So it concerns a little bit of that. Before that, let me ask you one thing. Am I properly audible this time, or is it like the previous week only? I think previous week it was better, but still. Am I clearly audible? You can hear me properly, right? Okay, so if there is something, you can just type in the chat box. Okay, very good. Amazing, amazing. That's great. That's great to know. I remember the first 1 or 2 classes, we had so many issues. And then, I got a new system. I got a new, AirPods, and then I'm going to change this as well, so that there is no issue, so that you don't have any concerns regarding this. And I'm very happy that last class also we conducted the class in a proper way, right? Because it feels very good to do the class in a proper way, not just like that to do the class, Okay. So thanks for the confirmation. So let me start. Today I'm going to teach you introduction of yourself in Spanish. Okay, introduction of yourself. So what are the things that come under introducing oneself? So introducing oneself is a very big thing. Like we can go on talking. Okay. Starting from birth to childhood to infancy, birth, infancy, childhood to adolescence to adulthood, right? So many things are there we can say. But don't worry, today I will not bombast you with so much of information that you forget Spanish overall. No, I will not do that. But I will give you small phrases which you can use anywhere. Okay, not just while introducing yourself, but you can use it while maybe expressing something. So these are basically universal phrases and sentences which are applicable to everyone. And remember one thing, that this is mostly used in communicative Spanish. Okay, communicative Spanish. So this course is also a lot about communication, just with grammar, I've made sure that you get to, speak a little bit more, because previously we have seen when we focus too much on the grammar part, the speaking part is not, developed in that way. So I just made sure that we also speak at the same time we learn, and no need to wait for 3-4 months to start speaking. You can start speaking from right now. Okay, that way you will have a more, good progress in Spanish. So let me share the slides with you. And as usual, in the end of the slides, I've given you some tasks, and I want you all to make sure that you're completing that and sending me the homework. Some of you have already sent me the homework, and I really, really appreciate that. Just make sure that you're completing the homework and sending it to me. Okay, that's very, very important. Because or else I don't know how much you're learning. Okay, I'm always there, but you have to do your work. Okay, so let me share the slides. Okay, give me 1 minute. Let me share the slides. Yeah, it's visible, right? Okay, that's great. Okay, I hope you can see the slides. So let me start. Okay. So, what do we call communicate yourself in Spanish? Okay, it's called, I'm sorry, not communicate, introduce yourself in Spanish. We call it presentate en español. And guys, I want you to do one thing. Remember that whenever I'm saying now, listen to my pronunciation as well. Take notes. Previous class, I also said make a separate diary of Spanish and take notes, because that is very, very important. Okay, make sure you're taking the notes and writing down, because previous class I had one learner who said that she missed all the classes before and she joined this class first, and she was not being able to catch up with the class. So, I say a lot of things in the class which are not there in the slides, because I share from my experience which I have with my friends who speak Spanish, and these are all natives. Okay, so I directly had the chance to interact with them, and when I share my experience, obviously I can't mention everything in the slides, right? So I want you to write down whatever you can. It does not matter how perfect English or Spanish you write, but make the pointers. That is very important. So when you look at the slides and you see your copy, okay, done, you can understand it better. Okay, so yeah, presentate en español is introduce yourself in Spanish. En español is in Spanish. You know that, okay? Presentate, okay, is basically, why do we call it presentate? So, in Spanish, there are 3 kinds of verbs, okay? I will teach you verbs later, not now. But in Spanish, there are 3 kinds of verbs. And there are 3 different kinds of endings. The first one is AR ending, second one is ER ending, and the third one is IR ending, okay? So presentar, Precentar, presentar is a verb which is basically an AR ending verb. Okay, presentar. Okay, so presentate is basically the imperative form of presentar. Presentate means present yourself or introduce yourself. You can just write this down. Presentate is introduce yourself. Okay, it's an imperative form. We will learn imperatives later. Okay, it's a little bit advanced. But presentar is the verb which means to talk about yourself, to introduce yourself. So I will write down the verb. It's presentar, okay? It's an AR ending regular verb, okay? It's an AR ending regular verb. Now, let's go next, okay? So here I've given you a brief conversation between 2 friends, okay? Valeria and Redouan. Redouan and Valeria, okay? These are 2, friends who will be talking about themselves. Now look at what they talk about, because everything is written in Spanish. I'll be saying it in English as well. And I want you to write down the English in your copies, okay? Because the English translation is not given in the slides. So I want you to write it down. So what is Valeria saying about herself? Okay? So the first, she starts by telling her name. Okay, what is her name? Her name is Valeria. Mi nombre es Valeria. Mi nombre es Valeria. Mi nombre es Valeria. Okay. Soy de México. Soy de México. Okay. Mi nombre es Valeria and soy de México. What does this mean? She is saying, my name is Valeria and I am from Mexico. Okay. My name is Valeria and I am from Mexico. And yo vivo en la Ciudad de México. Yo vivo en la Ciudad de México. Okay. Yo means I, right? You know it from the previous class. Vivo means live. I live is yo Vivo. Okay. Vivo phone is there. So Vivo basically is a Chinese company, but Vivo means to live in Spanish. Especially when he conjugated with I. I এর সাথে সবসময় ভিভোই হবে ভিভোর অনেক ফর্মস আছে বাট উইথ আই উই অনলি ইউজ ভিভো উইথ ইউ देयर উইল বি আ ডিফারেন্ট কনজুগেশন সেটা আমি পরে শেখাবো তোমাদের যখন সেরেনেস্তার করাচ্ছিলাম I told you ki serenesta I have different conjugations for different personal pronouns, right? Yo, tu, el, ella, usted, right? All are different. So for you we only use vivo. En la ciudad de México, in Mexico City. Yo vivo en la Ciudad de México. I live in Mexico City. Okay, that is what it means. I live in Mexico City. So where is Mexico City? Mexico City is in Mexico. Ciudad de Mexico, I think, is the capital of Mexico. Okay, Mexico is one of the biggest speakers of Spanish language because Valeria lives there. Now she's also saying, "He estado aprendiendo español por un año." Now I want you all to memorize this. Aprendiendo is another form of a verb which is basically called continuous form, present continuous form. I have not taught you present continuous, but you know, to speak regularly on daily basis, we need to know little bit about these things. Okay. So as of now, just memorize. Remember that aprendiendo means learning, because aprender is a verb which means to learn. So he estado aprendiendo español por un año. What does this mean? I have been studying Spanish for a year. I have been studying Spanish for a year. Okay. Done. I have been studying Spanish for a year. Write this down, or else you will forget. I have been studying Spanish for a year. Año means year. Okay, año means year. Estoy aprendiendo español. Again, she's saying, estoy aprendiendo español in Maulana Abul Kalam Azad University. Now you all know what this means, right? What is the meaning of this? I am learning Spanish in Maulana Abul Kalam Azad University. So you can also say this. You can also say, hola, me llamo, whatever your name is, and estoy aprendiendo español in Maulana Abul Kalam Azad University. Clear till now? Can I get an affirmation? Can you raise your hands? Are you understanding what I'm saying? How to introduce yourself is very basic, and Valeria is saying that. Raise your hands, all of you. I want a total, you know, all of you to raise your hands. All of you. I want complete number, all of you. I can only see a few hands raised. You're getting, right? Is it difficult? It's not difficult, right? Or is it too difficult for you to understand? Okay. All right. So if you want to ask something, if you want me to repeat something, make sure that you're typing in the chat box. Okay. It's easier for me to understand. I know you cannot speak right now because you're all muted and all. But I want you to type at least. Use the chat box for, you know, being active in the class. Okay. Sure. Third and fourth point. Okay. Aprendiendo. Okay. Sure. I'll explain that. So I got some questions. I'm going to explain that. Okay. Don't worry. So see. So I don't know what was the third and the fourth point. Okay, I was saying, looking at the slide only. So aprendiendo means studying. Okay, aprendiendo means studying. Let me write it down. Aprendiendo means studying. It's basically present continuous. Okay, present continuous form. That is what I was saying. So Valeria is saying, mi nombre es Valeria. My name is Valeria. Soy de México. I am from Mexico. Yo vivo en la Ciudad de México. I live in Mexico City. He estado aprendiendo español por un año. I have been studying Spanish for a year. That's what she's saying. Okay. I have been studying Spanish for a year. And estoy aprendiendo español en Maulana Abul Kalam Azad University. Okay. I am studying Spanish in Macau or Maulana Abul Kalam Azad University. Clear? Any more questions? What was your name? Wait. Okay. Viprojyoti. Is it clear? Viprojyoti and Deep. I hope that it's clear, right? Do you have any other questions? Okay. If not, I will go ahead to the next slide. Okay. Good, good, very good, amazing. Okay. Just 1 second. Now let's come to Ridwan. Okay, Ridwan. Now what is Ridwan? So Ridwan is a guy. Okay, Ridwan is a, I will not say it's a totally Spanish name. It's, I think it's an Arabic name. I don't know exactly. One of my friends is from North Africa, and the name of the place where he stays is La Fez. La Fez. So they speak two languages. One is Arabic, the other one is Spanish. I got to know him when I was learning Spanish, and I connected with him, and we have talked virtually, but I've never met him yet because he lives in a different country, right? He lives in Morocco. You know what is Morocco in Spanish? Marruecos is Morocco. Okay? Morocco is in Africa, North Africa, and the distance between Morocco and Spain is very little. Morocco is in the north of Africa, and Spain is above North Africa, right? So the distance is just that ocean is there, the Strait of Gibraltar is there, and it doesn't take a lot of time to reach from Morocco to Spain. So they have a good influence of Spanish in Morocco. In North Africa, a lot of people speak Spanish. Because the distance between North Africa and Spain is very less. Okay, check out the flag sometime. The world map. You will get to know it. So over there, his name is Ridwan. And when I kept this name over here, Ridwan, while making the lesson, I remembered him at that time. Okay, one of my friends is called Ridwan, so let me give his name. Okay, and he was very happy when he got to know. Okay, I told him that I had included your name in the over here in the lesson, so he was very happy. Okay, and he thanked me a lot. Okay, so once you start learning and everything, okay, you will make a lot of new friends, and that's something amazing. So yeah, Redwan. Now, how does a man introduce himself? We saw about Valeria is a girl, and Valeria talked about herself. Now let's go to Redwan. Redwan is saying, "Hola, es un placer conocerte. Soy Redwan." Now, I want you all to write this down. Okay? It's very important. Okay, write down. Hola, es un placer conocerte. What does this mean? Can somebody tell me what it means? What's the meaning of hola, es un placer conocerte? Any guess? Just guess. Don't look at dictionary or Google. I know all of you know Google knows everything. I want you to guess. What is the meaning of es un placer conocerte? Soy Redwan. Type in the chat box. I want to see. Okay, any guesses? No guesses? Okay. 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 So, hola es un placer conocerte. This is a very common phrase we use when we are meeting someone for the first time. Okay. For example, I will not say hola es un placer conocerte to my mom. I will not say that to her. Okay. Because my mom is someone who I know since I was a kid. But if there is somebody who is new, okay, and I want to tell that person, hey, it's a pleasure meeting you. Then I can say, hola, es un placer conocer at that time, not otherwise. You will not go to your mom and say, ma, তোমার সাথে দেখা করে খুব ভালো লাগলো. You will not say that, right? কিন্তু কোনো বন্ধুকে অনেকদিন পরে দেখছো কিংবা ফেসবুকে বন্ধু, but you met for the first time somewhere, তখন you can say, তুমি বাবা মাকে থরি না গিয়ে বলবে বা তোমার বাবা তোর সাথে দেখা করে খুব ভালো লাগলো, নো, unless you're outside India for decades and অনেক বছর পরে বাবা মার সাথে দেখা করছি, no, then that's different, right? So hola es un placer conocerte, meaning hello, it's a pleasure meeting you. Soy Redwan. I am Redwan. Okay, soy Redwan. I am Redwan. Tengo 27 años. I am 27 years old. 27 años means এর আগে বললাম না año means year, right? Valeria এখানে বললো año means year, right? আগে স্লাইডটাতে see, he estado aprendiendo español por un año. Fourth point, right? Fourth sentence basically. Año means year. Now, when Redwan is saying tengo 27 años, he's saying I am 27 years old. Now, why do we say tengo 27 años? But onnorakom lagche na shunte, because in English we say I am 27 years. But Spanish এর গ্রামারটা না অনেকটা বাংলার মতো. It's not really like English. So ওরা কিভাবে বলে আমার 27 বছর বয়স. Exactly that is the meaning. Tengo 27 años. আমার 27 বছর বয়স. Okay? আমরা এভাবে বলি না বাংলা ইংলিশের মতো কি আমি হলাম 27 বছরের, আমরা এভাবে বলি, ইংলিশ যেভাবে বলি না, রাইট? বাট ইংলিশে উই সে লাইক দ্যাট অনলি, আই I'm 27 years old. বাংলায় we say আমার 27 বছর বয়স. We do not say আমার হলো 27 বছর বয়সে, something like that. No, we don't. It's just like Spanish. Tengo 27 años. Okay, that is how the construction goes. Third, soy ingeniero. I am an engineer. Okay, how many engineers are here? कितने सारे engineers हैं यहाँ पर? Soy ingeniero. I think you're all engineers, na? In Macau. All are engineers unless you're doing BBA or MBA. Correct? So, তোমরাও বলতে পারো soy ingeniero, but only for a man. যদি if it's a girl, then you will say soy ingeniera. Ota A হয়ে যাবে because that's a girl. Okay? Ota will become A because that's a girl. Spanish এ O হলো masculine, A হলো feminine. So when you say soy ingeniero, huh? It is basically I'm an engineer for a guy, not for a girl. একটা মেয়ে হলে সে বলবে soy ingeniera because that's a girl. মুখের মানে মেয়ে, lady, right? মুখের। এটা এখন জাস্ট মনে রাখো, আর কিছু করার দরকার নেই, লিখে রাখো। Fourth point is uno de mis pasatiempos es leer y jugar al fútbol. Okay. Uno de mis pasatiempos es leer y jugar al fútbol. What does that mean? One of my pastimes, one of my hobbies is reading and playing football. One of my hobbies is reading and playing football. How many of you like playing football? Football কতজনের ভালো লাগে এখানে? Have you ever played any sport? নাকি মানে because extracurriculars থাকে না তোমাদের অনেক সময় স্কুলে, football, basketball, dance, so many things are there, right? When I was in class 8, I had a lot of desire to learn basketball. আমি ক্লাসে ভর্তি হয়েছিলাম, but they say না খুব একাডেমিক ফ্যামিলি থেকে আসলে it doesn't really matter তোমার আর কি চাই, পড়াশোনাটা তো করতেই হবে. So my parents really did not take that much of interest in taking me to basketball. I told them please take a look, but there was no like interest from their side. So I said okay, this is okay. And then school complete করার পরে when I started college, I learned karate. And today I have a brown first Q in karate, but I have left it long back because I was not focusing on that. But then again, I'm planning to start gymming right now. Okay, it feels amazing. So, uno de mis pasatiempos es leer y jugar al fútbol. One of my hobbies, pasatiempo is hobby. Okay, hobbies, na? Hobbies or what you like. Time pass is basically literally bole pasatiempo is passing your time, but pasatiempo is hobby in Spanish. Okay. So his hobby is reading and playing football. And me gusta escuchar música. I also like listening to music. I love listening to music. Okay. So Redwan also likes listening to music. Escuchar means to hear. Música is music. And me gusta means I like. Me gusta. Facebook je thumbs up button ta ache na. Facebook me gusta. That's called me gusta. Okay. Facebook thumbs up button is basically me gusta. If you ever check the Spanish people's Facebook profile, you will see that's called me gusta. YouTube is called me gusta. Option ta nami me gusta or me encanta. Duro thak. Me gusta, me encanta. I think এটা আমি বলেছিলাম একটা দিন ওয়েলকাম ক্লাস আমি বলেছিলাম বোধহয়. Okay, and these two come from two different kinds of verbs. Gustar means to like, air ending verb, and encantar যেটা অনেক সময় me gusta কে me encanta বলা হয়, that is coming from encantar, means I adore, I love doing something, right? So me gusta escuchar música. এটা জায়গায় তোমরা এটাও বলতে পারো me encanta escuchar música. Me encanta escuchar música. That can also be said. Okay, so that's it. Clear till now? Basic introduction. হ্যাঁ, আমি কিন্তু অনেক কিছু বলেছি, এটা মনে রেখে করলে সব হয়ে যাবে। লিখেছো তো, পয়েন্টস নিয়েছো, সেগুলোকে জাস্ট রিভাইজ করো। Do you want me to repeat this once again or is it clear? Shayab, what's your question? M Redwan means I didn't get you. Can you just clarify your question? I didn't get the question. So Redwan is the name of a person. Redwan er kono mane nei. Redwan is the name of a person. মানুষের নাম, কোনো স্পেসিফিক মানে তো আমার জানা নেই, যদি থাকে হয়তো তোমরা সার্চ করতে পারো, এটিমোলজি বলে দেবে সেখানে, আমার জানা নেই, নর্মাল নেম। So I'll repeat it once again. Okay. Hola, es un placer conocerte. Soy Redwan. Hi, it's a pleasure to know you. I am Redwan. Tengo 27 años. I am 27 years old. Soy ingeniero. I am an engineer. Uno de mis pasatiempos es leer y jugar al fútbol. One of my hobbies is reading and playing football. Me gusta escuchar música. I love playing music. I like listening to music. Or you can also say me encanta. Me gusta, me encanta are synonyms. Me gusta or me encanta. দুটো কিন্তু সেম নয়, but similar. Okay, so there's a difference between same and similar. Similar is অনেকটা সমান, same is পুরোটাই সমান. So these are similar, not same. Okay. Let me move on to the next slide. Now, basic words and phrases for introducing yourself in Spanish. Okay, so hola. Hola means hello. Spanish introductions are very straightforward, so keep it simple. So Spanish যখনই কিছু বলবে না মনে রাখবে, keep it very very simple. Do not try to complicate it, because if you think of complicating it, অন্য লেভেলে চলে যাবে, জিনিসটা দরকার নেই। এই মিস্টেকটা আমি খুবই করেছি। I am accepting that, because আমার সবসময় মনে হতো যে যেটা করছি খুব ভালোভাবে করবো, তাহলে লোকে বোঝে যে আমি সত্যিই পড়াশোনা করি। এন্ড সেইটা করতে গিয়ে সিম্পল জিনিস এমন কমপ্লিকেটেড হয়ে বলতে গেছে যে সেটা বলাই হয়, মানে উল্টো হাফ স্প্যানিশ হাফ বাংলা চুপ করে গেছে। ইট ওয়াজ আ ভেরি crazy situation at that time. This happened in the book fair when I went to the book fair, and some of my some people were invited to come in the book fair. And at that time what happened is that I wanted to talk to them. So people like who are poets, people who were invited as guests. এখন তো book fair চলছে, the Kolkata National Book Fair is going on right now. তোমরা যাও বুক ফেয়ারে, ইটস গোয়িং অন রাইট নাও। এন্ড আই থিঙ্ক ওটা এখন তোমার সেন্ট্রাল পার্কে হচ্ছে, পার্ক সার্কাস সেন্ট্রাল পার্ক, রাইট? আমি যখন কলকাতায় থাকতাম প্রত্যেক বছর আই ইউজ টু গো টু দ্য বুক ফেয়ার। এইবার 2 বছর হলো আমি যেতে পারিনি, বিকজ আই ওয়াজ আউটসাইড ইন্ডিয়া ইন দ্য ফার্স্ট প্লেস, এন্ড এখন আমি আউটসাইড কলকাতা, সো আই ক্যানট গো টু দ্য বুক ফেয়ার, বাট আই লাভ গোয়িং টু দ্য বুক ফেয়ার। ওখানে স্প্যানিশ, আর্জেন্টিনা, পেরু কত স্টল হয়, লিটারালি পোয়েটসরা, অ্যাম্বাসেডার্সরা আসেন। তো তোমরা যদি সত্যি স্প্যানিশ প্র্যাকটিস করতে চাও না, গো টু দ্য বুক ফেয়ার, ইউ উইল মিট সো মেনি পিপল. You can have fun with friends, you can have food, you can buy books, you can also check out the stalls. What the performances are, it's really amazing. And you can meet a lot of people who are Spanish speaking, French speaking, Russian, it's an amazing experience. So over there, when I used to speak to them, মাঝে মাঝে আমি ইন্টারভিউ নিয়েছি এর আগে, and I have made things so complicated যে বেসিক জিনিস ভুলে মাথায় বুঝতেই পারিনি, তখন উল্টে ইংলিশে কথা বলা স্টার্ট করে দিয়েছি, বিকজ বুঝতে পারছি না, এত কমপ্লিকেটেড নিজের মাথাতেই হয়ে গেল। একটা সিম্পল জিনিস বলতে গিয়ে তার উপর আবার ভয়, কি করে ঠিক বলছি তো, কি ভাববে আমাকে। তুমি কোনো ভয় পাবে না, ইটস ওকে, ইফ ইউ ডোন্ট নো, অ্যাবসলিউটলি ফাইন। be grateful ki bhai কিছুটা তো পারি করতে, it's not ki I am perfect in it, I have just started. I know starting এ অনেক কিছু গ্যাপস থাকে, বাট সেটা থাকার দরকার আছে। গ্যাপসটা আছে বলেই তো পরে গিয়ে সেটাকে আরো শিখবে, রাইট? So there is nothing to be ashamed of if you're learning something. Be grateful ki তুমি শিখছো at least. There are a lot of people যাদের কাছে চান্স নেই শেখার, right? So when you speak, keep it very simple. You can extend a hand, and they actually do a slight hug in Spain, okay, which happens between a girl and a guy, but দুজন ছেলে কিংবা দুজন মেয়ে usually they don't do it, but they can do it also in Latin America. They introduce করার সময় they do it, okay, and they respond appropriately to the person you're meeting or to the one who is introducing you. The only real issue to keep in mind is the formality of the meeting. মানে বেসিক্যালি কতখানি ফর্মাল, যাকে তুমি দেখা করছো সে তোমার বন্ধু নাকি মানে অজানা কেউ ফার্স্ট টাইম দেখা করছো। তোমার যদি কোনো বন্ধু হয়, so you will use the informal too. But if it's somebody who is senior to you, or somebody who is like meeting for the first time, professional type, right? Then you will use usted. You will use usted over there. So let me dig into this. See, with close acquaintances like friends, family, people of your age, you can say tu, right? Your colleagues, your friends. যেমন কি এই ক্লাসে সবাই আছে না, তারা সবাই কিন্তু you will gonna use tu for that, okay? Tu. You will not use usted. বন্ধুদেরকে usted বলবে না। বাট তোমাদের যিনি টিচার আছেন, তোমরা তো অনেক স্পেশালাইজেশন থেকে এখানে এসছো, রাইট? ইউর ফ্রম ডিফারেন্ট স্পেশালাইজেশন। এমন নয় যে তোমরা একটাই ব্যাচ থেকে এসছো। তোমাদের যিনি টিচার, যিনি পড়াচ্ছেন তোমাদের ক্লাসে, ওনাকে তোমরা উস্তাদ বলবে। তোমাকে কিন্তু ওনাকে কিন্তু ইউ উইল নেভার ইউজ টু ফর দ্যাট, বিকজ দ্যাট ইজ ইনফর্ম, রাইট? Now, usted is used in formal situations. I think এটা কারো একটা কোয়েশ্চেন ছিল টু আর উস্তের ডিফারেন্সটা কি প্রথম দিনে যখন আমি সেরেন এস্তার করাচ্ছিলাম এর আগের দিন, রাইট? Usted is used in formal situations with older people, strangers, and those who deserve an extra level of respect, such as business partners and the clergy, right? For example, a few times I have met some ambassadors in Kolkata. যখন আমি দিল্লিতে গেছিলাম first time, I met some of my friends from the embassy, and they were like, you know, ambassadors and consul generals, right? ওনাদেরকে I have always used usted. কখন আমি তু ইউজ করিনি। No matter how good they behaved with me, I've always used como estás usted, not como estás. They don't like it because see, designation wise, talk to people, give them the respect. Okay, do not treat everybody like your friend. অনেকে distance maintain করতে চান, okay? So do not force yourself like a friend. Over there, maintain formality. বোঝো সিচুয়েশনটা কেমন, then use the proper form of tu or uste. Okay, next. See, এখানে না I've given you some phrases that you can use in almost all situations. So এগুলোকে লেখো, write these down. First one is hola, that is basically hello. Okay, buenos dias, good morning. Buenas tardes, good afternoon. And buenas noches. So here I want to say something. Buenas tardes is good afternoon. Okay, and till 7:30 to 8 o'clock in the evening, buenas noches, right? Still buenas tardes. After 8 o'clock, you can use buenas noches. That is good night. Spain সবাই তাড়াতাড়ি ঘুমিয়ে পড়ে by 9:30. Usually they go to sleep. Unlike India, India তো গরমকালে 12টা 12:30 একটার সময় লোকে জেগে থাকে, right? But in Spain they wake up early and they go to sleep early because একটু ঠান্ডার জায়গা। মাদ্রিদে এখন টেম্পারেচার কত 8 থেকে 10 ডিগ্রি হবে, তার বেশি না। এখন তো কলকাতায় I guess 30 ডিগ্রি ক্রস করে যাবে, right? I don't know about Kolkata. Okay, the temperature is increasing. I think Indore also it's some 25-27 degrees right now. Kolkata beshi hote pare, I don't know. So because the temperature is a bit lesser, they go to sleep a bit early, or their habit. So till 8:30, যতক্ষণ না 8:30 হচ্ছে, you will use buenas tardes, that is good evening. But before going to bed, you will use buenas noches. Okay, so buenas tardes means both good afternoon and good evening. Buenas noches means good night basically. এখানে buenas noches কি good evening বলেছে, but the way I have learned it, I will tell you that the buenas tardes till 8:30 you can use buenas tardes. After 8:30 you can use buenas noches. Okay, so এই জিনিসটা মনে রাখবে, this is very important. Now, how to introduce yourself, some common beginnings. একটা sentence begin করতে হয়, ending তুমি তোমার মতো করলে, but beginning টা তোমার মতো হতে হবে, right? That is me llamo, my name is, me llamo, my name is. Okay, soy, I am. Soy means I am. বলো না, soy Valeria, soy Reduan, soy Diditi, right? Me llamo Diditi, I can say like that. When I say me llamo Diditi, it is my name is Diditi. When I say soy Diditi, I am Diditi. Okay, right? So these two are similar but not the same again. Remember this thing. For example, me llamo Suzanne, soy Suzanne. ঠিক আছে? Soy is sometimes used as an alternative to me llamo. It's specially suited to casual encounters. If casual at a meeting also, then you can use soy. Soy diti. But me llamo is more like to me introduce kochoni jageh in front of some formal people or maybe in a group. Soy is like ami hocchi, ami diti, right? Me llamo is amar naam diti. এটাই হচ্ছে difference, আর কোনো difference নেই। Next one. ¿Cómo te llamas? Me llamo Juan. Y me llamo Maria. So when you want to ask someone, what's your name? Okay. When you want to ask somebody, তোমার নাম কি? You will say, ¿Cómo te llamas? Now, ¿Cómo te llamas? Is it too difficult? ¿Cómo te llamas? এত different কেন Spanish? You know, it's a piece of cake actually. Okay. ¿Cómo te llamas? Is it difficult? Guys, is it difficult? All of you, Shayok, Rick, all these people who were chatting, is it very difficult, Devji? All of you, are you finding it difficult? Or shall I go a bit slower? Do you want me to go a bit slower? Aste bolbo? Or is it okay? আমি কিন্তু দেখো, I'm not trying to, you know, teach you so theoretically যে দেখেই ভয় পেয়ে গেল না, আমার সেটা বিশ্বাস করি না। I believe কি everything should be taught in a useful way, যেটা আমরা রিয়েল লাইফে ইউজ করতে পারি, not like, you know, ডিকশনারির মতো বলে দিলাম বাড়ি গিয়ে কিছু বুঝতেই পারলেন না কি বলবো। I don't want that. So I'm trying to keep it very simple and basic, যাতে you can understand it. And in the end to ami etai bolbo, do not try to memorize everything, feel it. Okay, feel the conversation and the flow of it. When you feel, automatically শিখে যাবেই। এটা আমি নিজের এক্সপিরিয়েন্স থেকে বলছি। যত বেশি মাথা খাটিয়ে শিখবে না, তত বেশি দেরি হবে। যত বেশি মন থেকে শিখবে, ভালোবেসে শিখবে, তত তাড়াতাড়ি you're gonna learn. Okay? So make sure that is happening. ঠিক আছে? And after that, if you have any questions, you have my Insta ID, chat. Okay, drop me a text, I'll get back. ঠিক আছে? So most of the times, the person you're speaking with will reciprocate by divulging their name. If you need to ask, it's a simple question, and keep it and easy to keep in mind the say they distinction. Okay, that shows formal and informal means, okay, of addressing someone. So it are maneta ki basically. See, when I want to say, or when I want to use usted, usted mone ache to usted, apni jeta, যদি আপনি মতো কারোকে আমি জিজ্ঞেস করি যে আপনার নাম কি, ফর এক্সাম্পল দ্য পার্সন ইজ আ বিট সিনিয়র টু মি, রাইট, তখন আমি জিজ্ঞেস করবো como se llama, como se llama, right, what is your name, that is formal. বাট যদি কোনো বন্ধুকে জিজ্ঞেস করি, como te llamas, কিংবা তোমার বয়সের কাউকে, that is como te llamas. So it's se llama, te llamas. ওকে, কনজুগেশনের পার্থক্য আর কিছুই না, মানেটা এক, বাট কনজুগেশনের পার্থক্য, এটা লিখে রাখো। Se llama is for formal situations, te llamas with an S is for informal situations. Okay, এই দুটো ডিফারেন্স ইম্পর্টেন্ট, মনে রাখো, পরে আরো ডিটেইলে শিখবে, তখন বুঝে যাবে, এখন মুখস্থ করার কোনো দরকার নেই। Just remember this. Okay, do not think it over. Okay? All right, now there are some more things I've given you, like responding to an introduction. When somebody says es un placer conocerte, যেমন রেদওয়ান বললো তখন না, hola, yo soy Redwan, es un placer conocerte. Then you can respond to it. Response কি দেবে? চুপ করে থাকবে? যখন কেউ বলছে তোমাকে দেখে ভালো লাগলো, তুমি কি চুপ করে থাকবে নাকি ঘুরে চলে যাবে? না, তোমাকে বলতে হবে কিছু একটা, রাইট? So what can you say in response? You can say mucho gusto. Mucho gusto. Okay, nice to meet you. Mucho gusto means it's a pleasure to meet you, nice to meet you. Or you can also say mucho gusto conocerte también. It's nice to meet you as well, right? You can say like that. Or encantado. Encantado means happy to meet you, masculine. Again, encantada is happy to meet you, feminine. What a difference. বললাম না তখন ingeniero, ingeniera, যখন রেদওয়ান বলছিল soy ingeniero. If it's a girl, the girl will say soy ingeniera, not soy ingeniero. Same here. যখন একটা ছেলে বলছে, it will be encantado. ও, যখন একটা মেয়ে বলছে, তখন it will be encantada, right? It's a girl. Estoy encantada de conocerla. Okay? Estoy encantada de conocerla o conocerlo. That is how it goes. I am pleased to meet you. Formal. And that's it. It's a formal only. Estoy encantada de conocerla. For example, when it's a woman who is formal, for example, tomar teacher, Chini is a woman, right? Today, I'm going to teacher who is a man. You can say, estoy encantada de conocerlo. La is for woman, lo is for a man. মুখস্থ করো, ঠিক আছে? Estoy encantada de conocerla. Estoy encantado de conocerlo. Estoy, why are we using estar verb? আগের দিনই আমি সেরেন estar শিখিয়েছি। এখানে কেন, why are we using estar verb? Can you tell me? এটা আজকে বলা উচিত। যদি আজকে এটা বলতে না পারো, আমার কিছু বলার নেই, এটা তো আজকে বলাই উচিত। Why are we using estar verb over here? Estar verb কেন ইউজ হচ্ছে? Any guess? Type in the chat box. Why are we using estar verb? No, Viprojyoti, it's absolutely wrong. Estar is not permanent. Estar is temporary verb. Ser is a permanent verb. ভুলে গেছো সবই, এক সপ্তাহে শুনে মোটামুটি সবই ভুলে গেছো, because you know why? Homework করনি তাই জন্য। হোমওয়ার্ক করলে এটা হতো না। Now you have the answer. We are using estar verb here because it is temporary, right? It is an emotion. It is not something permanent. মনে আছে ডক্টর এন্ড প্লেস দুটো অ্যাক্রোনিম বলেছিলাম, পজিশন, লোকেশন, অ্যাকশন, কন্ডিশন এন্ড ইমোশন। এই জিনিসগুলো এক্সপ্লেন করতে গেলে আমরা estar verb ইউজ করি। Emotion, estoy encantada de conocerla is an emotion. I'm happy to meet you. I'm pleased to meet you. আমি কি চিরকালই I'll be pleased to meet you মানে সারা জীবন ধরে নো এখন I am happy to meet you কালকে যখন আবার দেখবো then again I'll be happy to meet you but then after that it's an emotion so you can use a star verb not ser verb remember this ভুলে গেলে কিন্তু চলবে না বেসিক জিনিস ভুললে পরে গিয়ে নিজেরই ক্লাসে আসতে ইচ্ছে করে না I'm telling you this don't make the mistake of ignoring the basics যদি strong না হয় getting a certificate will not make any sense basics should be very strong be sincere to yourself okay not to me be sincere to yourself for your good okay এখন ইদার শিখবেন হয়তো ধাক্কা খেয়ে শিখে পরে বড় হয়ে আরো বড় হয়ে যখন লাইফে অনেক কিছু আরো আসবে রাইট আই ডোন্ট ওয়ান্ট কি তোমরা ধাক্কা খেয়ে শিখো আই ওয়ান্ট কি এখন যেটা বলছি চুপচাপ করো আর কিছু ধাক্কা খেয়েও শিখতে পারো নট অ্যান ইস্যু আই ডোন্ট হ্যাভ এন ইস্যু উইথ দ্যাট শেখাটাই হচ্ছে আসল বাট ইউটিলাইজ দ্য টাইম ইউ নো because maybe after 1 or 2 years if I'm not in India তখন হয়তো অন্য কেউ আসবে আমার জায়গায় and সে কিভাবে পড়াবে I don't know how you'll be learning from there so till the time I am here I want কি তোমরা ঠিক করে শেখো জিনিসটা ঠিক আছে okay do the homework very important send an star word I want you all to send me the homework okay it's very very important next okay now sometimes you'll be called upon to introduce others to a person or to a group this is very uncomplicated so don't worry about getting it right consider the first examples useful for casual situations okay the third one uses quite formal vocabulary and should be said for very defined situations for example যখন একটা কিছু কারোকে ইন্ট্রোডিউস করছো for example you want to introduce yourself to someone you can say STS this is ST means this S is okay say Yama his or her name is say Yama okay his or her name is permíteme presentarle a I would like to introduce you to permíteme presentarle a let me introduce you to okay I can say that so for example যদি আমার এখানে কোনো বন্ধু আসে ইন্দোরে and I want you to see him okay so permíteme presentarle a so whatever the name is okay for example permíteme presentarle a Vinayak okay so Vinayak is one of my friends he is 20 years old and you know he has his own software company so if I want you to introduce to him I'm going to say permíteme presentarle a Vinayak okay I'm going to say like that okay so it's basically introducing somebody to you if you want to introduce anything okay that is how it goes likha now first one is STS this is say Yama is his or her name is okay for example say Yama Juan his name is John okay este es mi amiga this is my friend and permíteme presentarle a Vinayak okay that is how it goes there are normal kotha batte evabai bolche so there are more you know phrases I've given you relationship বোঝাতে গেলে কিভাবে বল for example you want to introduce your mom or you want to introduce your dad right or you want to introduce your friend or sister তখন এই জিনিসগুলো ইউজ করতে পারো কি বলবে after you introduce someone you may want to indicate the relationship you have to that person right some basic vocabulary will get you through now what is that este es mi madre padre hermana hermano okay mother father sister brother amigo is friend marido is husband esposa is wife and jefe is boss okay that is how it goes jefa is a female boss jefe is a male boss so এগুলোকে মেমোরাইজ করতে হবে আর কিছুই না just memorize these relationships and novio and novia is basically boyfriend and girlfriend okay memorize that again and asking questions the all purpose e tu e usted okay is used to ask questions for further conversation keep in mind that the version is used is dependent on the level of formality for example তুমি নিজের ব্যাপারে কিছু বললে and you want to ask the other person তোমার ব্যাপারেও কিছু বলো তখন কি বলবো তখন you can say ই তু তোমার ব্যাপারে বলো and you ই usted and you okay আমরা বলি না কথা শেষে আর তোর ব্যাপারে বল আর কি বল ঠিক আছে আর তোর কি it's basically like that ই তু ই usted স্প্যানিশ এর সেম এটা বোঝা গেল তো you understand this আর তোরটা বল কি খবর ই তু ই usted is the same thing but usted is for formal situations and tu is for informal situations that is the only difference okay some good question options are neutral yet inspire further conversation like when you meet someone you want to know more about them than their name right So it's a safe bet that those meeting you for the first time and looking for a little extra information as well. So asking questions and providing the information in return is a great way to deepen interaction. Asking questions and providing the information in return. Right? So basically two-way communication hota hobe. কেউ যদি জিজ্ঞেস করে কিছু তোমাকে উত্তর দিতে হবে, then you also ask some question. না, চুপচাপ থেকো। Okay? So these are used to ask about profession. দেখো নিচে লেখা আছে a qué te dedicas? Okay? What is your profession? A qué te dedicas? Or a qué se dedica? Again, the same thing, but formal situation and informal situation. A qué te dedicas is basically used when it's a friend, when তুমি two form of the word use করছো. A qué se dedica is basically formal. For example, কোনো senior কিংবা মানে professional কারোকে তুমি জিজ্ঞেস করছো, right? They are the only differences. A qué te dedicas and a qué se dedica, okay? What do you dedicate yourself to, basically? But সেভাবে আমরা ইংলিশে বলি না, স্প্যানিশে আমরা সেভাবে বলি কি করো কিংবা কি করেন আপনি, রাইট? A qué te dedicas for informal situation and a qué se dedica is for formal situation, right? Are you getting what I'm saying? Clear? Again, these are some basic words and phrases for introducing. For example, soy means I am, abogado means lawyer, autor means author, professor means teacher, and estudiante means student. Okay, so এগুলো memorize করবে, abogado, autor, professor, and estudiante. Okay. Again, if you want to ask someone whether that person is visiting, okay, you can say estás visitando or está visitando. Estás visitando, está visitando, right? Estar verb আবার use হচ্ছে, কিন্তু ser verb use হবে না। Estoy aquí por negocios. Estoy aquí por placer. Estoy estudiando en la universidad. Okay, that is how it goes. Estoy aquí por negocios. I'm here for business. Estoy aquí por placer. I'm here for pleasure, just to travel, just to enjoy and have fun. Estoy estudiando en la universidad. I am studying in a university. Again, estudiando means studying. Again, this is a continuous form, not the regular form, not the imperfect one. It's a present continuous form, just like aprendiendo. Valeria bolchilo na, estoy aprendiendo español por un año. Basically, it is the same. Estoy estudiando en la universidad. That is how it is. I am studying in the university. You can say, estamos estudiando en la universidad Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. You can say that. De donde eres means where are you from, and de donde es means where are you from again, but formal. De donde eres. De donde es. De donde eres. De donde es. Okay? That is the difference. Now you can say, soy de, I am from, soy de Estados Unidos, soy de Irlanda is Ireland, Inglaterra is England, and India is India. So Estados Unidos is United States, USA. Estados Unidos. Irlanda is Ireland, Inglaterra is England, and India is India. Okay, memorize this, very, very important. Now you want to take a leave, okay? For example, you will say adios means goodbye. Un placer conocerte. Again, pleasure meeting you. Un placer conocerlo, conocerla. কারুকে মানে goodbye বলার আগে এগুলো ইউজ করা যাবে। Adios means goodbye. Adios, hasta luego, right? I say this in the end of the class. Adios, hasta luego. Un placer conocerte. Pleasure meeting you. Un placer conocerlo o un placer conocerla. That's also the same, but for formal situations, okay? Now, you can also say hasta mañana, hasta luego. Basically, hasta mañana means until tomorrow, and hasta luego means until next time. When I tell you, I say hasta la próxima clase, it means till the next class. That is on Sunday. Hasta la próxima clase, till the next class. Literally, hasta luego means until then, but the expression is an all-purpose phrase used to convey the thought that two people will be seeing each other again in the future. Hasta luego means abar dekha hobe. Abar dekha hobe. Simple. Abar dekha hobe. Hasta luego. Abar dekha hobe. Watch this video to learn more about how to introduce yourself. So there's a small video I want to show you. খুব ভালো একটা ভিডিও, ওটাকে দেখো and notes now because that's a very good video. Okay, so let me play the video. Okay, just give me a second. Let me stop the share and start it in YouTube. Yeah, is the screen visible? The screen is visible, right? So watch this video, okay? It's a 5-minute video, and take notes. Okay? Take notes and write down everything. Okay? So I'm sharing, and be very attentive when you're watching, because her name is Anna and she'll be explaining a lot of things. Okay? So
Hi, welcome to Butterfly Spanish. Me llamo Ana, and in today's lesson we're going to learn how to introduce yourself. Okay, so let's start. In Spanish we say, as we have seen in many classes, hola. The first word you say, hola, hi. ¿Cómo te llamas? What's your name? ¿Cómo te llamas? What's your name? ¿Cómo te llamas? Llamas. The answer is, me llamo Ana. Or maybe your name is Napoleon. Me llamo Napoleón. ¿Y tú? And you? My name is Teresa. Me llamo Teresa. Me llamo Teresa. I want to clarify something. I want to clarify the sound of the double L. Okay? The double L in Spanish sounds like como llamar, llamar. It doesn't sound like L. First of all, it's not an L, it's a double L. It's not lamar, it's llamar, okay? The sound goes from a J to a Y, depending on how much stress you're putting into the intonation. For example, if I say, today's lesson we're going to learn the verb llamar. I want you to understand, so I'm putting a little bit more stress on the sound. and it sounds like a J, llamar, llamar. But if I'm talking to my friend and we're speaking fast, maybe we're gonna say, oh, me llamo Liliana, and it sounds more like Y, okay? So just remember, it's not an L. The sound goes from a J to Y, like ya, okay? And if you're speaking fast, it comes more naturally. It's gonna sound more like Y, but not an L. Where are you from? ¿De dónde eres? ¿De dónde eres? ¿De dónde eres? ¿De dónde eres? Where are you from? Soy de Colombia. I am from Colombia. Soy de, and the name of the country, Colombia. Or, soy, and your nationality, colombiana. Mucho gusto. Mucho gusto. Nice to meet you. El gusto es mío, responds the other person. El gusto es mío. Nice to meet you, too. Okay? So let's review this part, okay? ¿De dónde eres? Where are you from? I am from Colombia. Soy de Colombia. Or, I am Colombian. Soy colombiana. Then person A says, mucho gusto. Shake your hand. Mucho gusto. Mucho gusto. Mucho gusto. And the other person should say, it's nice to say, el gusto es mío. It's my pleasure. Like, nice to meet you too. El gusto es mío. Okay? Nice to meet you, or nice to meet you too. Some people say, I have heard a lot of like native English speakers saying, mucho gusto, and the other person says igual. Don't say igual. Say el gusto es mío. Okay? Mucho gusto and el gusto es mío. So let's take a look, a quick look. Hola, hi. What's your name? ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas? Me llamo Napoleón. Me llamo Napoleón. My name is Napoleon. ¿Y tú? And you? And you? ¿Y tú? Me llamo Teresa. My name is Teresa. Where are you from? ¿De dónde eres? I am from Colombia. Soy de Colombia. Or, I am Colombian. Soy colombiana. Mucho gusto. El gusto es mío. One other thing. Soy de country or soy plus nationality. Soy de plus country. Soy plus nationality. Okay. Mucho gusto. Mucho gusto. El gusto es mío. Okay? Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this class. And if you're interested in learning some more Spanish, make sure you subscribe to my channel, Butterfly Spanish. Adios!
We didn't stop at end-to-end IT solutions unique to your organization. We made them secure, so you're
Okay. So did you understand anything from this? कुछ समझ में आया? Okay, good, very good. Okay. कुछ लोग तो शायद सो गए होंगे, 5 मिनट का नींद अच्छे से आगे हो पा रहे. But don't do it, okay? Because see, whatever I taught you, na, I always want you get exposure from Spanish-speaking natives. আমি যতই স্প্যানিশ যাই বলি না কেন, I want that you hear from a native. And Anna is actually, she is not an Indian. Her native language is Spanish. তাই দেখবে মানে the way she speaks, is the way Spaniards speak. That's why I want to listen to. Okay, I have shared the link in the slides. Now what I will do is, আমাদের almost শেষ হয়ে গেছে, আমি একটুখানি বলে I will wrap up today's session. So I don't know whether organizer is there or not, because if I want you to ask me questions, how will you come on the panel? Not an issue, maybe he's a bit busy. If you have any questions now, type in the chat box. I will explain that. Okay, type in the chat box. Okay, একটুখানি বাকি আছে, আমি কমপ্লিট করে নিচ্ছি। So এইটা we were doing from here, right? So here's a YouTube video link. You can watch it again couple of times from here. And এগুলো তো বলেই দিয়েছি, hasta mañana, hasta luego, until the next time you can use it. And always remember, there are some tips like be friendly in any situation. কখনোই না নিজেকে প্রচন্ড মানে do not try to make things complicated which is not required. স্বাভাবিক সিম্পল সুস্থ মানুষ যেভাবে কথা বলে সেভাবেই কথা বলবে। ঠিক করে স্প্যানিশ মনে আসে না, you don't know how to say and all, it's okay, বলো না। কিন্তু নতুন স্প্যানিশ শিখতে আমি চেষ্টা করবো বলার, বাট আমি ভুল করতে পারি, বলেই দাও আগে থেকে, কোনো ব্যাপার না, তাহলে ভয় কম করবে। Don't try to be perfect. Okay, it will never work. You just have to go ahead. মাথায় যদি থাকে কি আমাকে ঠিকটাই বলতে হবে, it will not happen. ঠিক আছে, ভুল করো কিন্তু ওদেরকে বলো যে আমি শিখছি, so please bear with me if you're talking with anyone who is Spanish speaking. Okay, then you can just say it and then start and greet with confidence. Okay, do not be very feel less confident because bhalobe Spanish bolo na. See, confidence is, I think, it's a state of being. It's not ki amai Spanish bhalo boli bole ami confident. অনেক সময় আমি দেখেছি অনেকে খুব ভালো স্প্যানিশ বলেও কিন্তু কথা বলার সময় কনফিডেন্স হয়তো অতটাও তখন দেখা যায় না। So being confident is very important in any speech. So do not like fear in speaking. মানে আমরা তো সবাই খুব ভালো বাংলা বলি, বাট সবাই যারা ভালো বাংলা বলে, বাংলা বলার সময় কনফিডেন্ট থাকে কি না, ভয় পায় বলতে, রাইট? সো বিং কনফিডেন্ট ইজ নট অ্যাবাউট মি নোয়িং সামথিং, নলেজ ইজ নট কনফিডেন্স। তুমি যদি নিজে ইউ আর আ পারসন হু ইজ অ্যাকাউন্টেবল, ট্রাস্টওয়ার্দি, ইফ ইউ হ্যাভ আ স্ট্রং ক্যারেক্টার, কনফিডেন্স automatically will come in your life. Don't think ki I have to know Spanish to be confident in speaking. If you're a person who is true to your words, you will be confident. Okay, so don't worry about that. Always remember ki kotha jokhon bolbe mon theke bolbe, and don't try to fake anything. Normally যেভাবে কথা বলো সেভাবেই বলবো। Okay, that is what is required. Okay, and the correct version of an introduction is determined by several factors here. আমি যেগুলো বলেছি, by familiarity, how casual the situation is. So if you're unsure, always lean towards formality. যদি বুঝতে পারছো না কি তু বলবে না উস্তেদ বলবে, ফর্মাল না ইনফর্মাল, then I suggest কি উস্তেদই বলো যদি ভয় পাও। And যদি মনে হয় যে সামনে যে আছেন তিনি, it's okay, the person is wanting to talk to you like a friend, then you can shift to tu. Okay, but if you're having confusion, আপনি না তুমি বলবো, always use আপনি is the best way. For example, যদি কেউ হঠাৎ করে তোমার কাছে এসে তোমাকে তুমি তুমি করে কথা বলে, যাকে তুমি চেনোই না, how will you feel? You will not feel good, right? তো তখন automatically we expect কি আপনি ভাবে বলুক, that's basic normal etiquette. A lot of people don't know this, but অন্যরা জানে না মানে তো এই নয় যে আমিও জানবো না, আমার কাজটুকু আমার জানা, রাইট? And যদি অন্য কেউ জানে, that's a good thing. So always stick to formality if you're unsure whether it's going to be formal or informal situation. Okay, and regardless of your location, maybe you're in Madrid, Guatemala, or other of the incredible spots where Spanish is the most widely spoken language, with these basic introductory phrases under your belt, you'll be able to make friends and acquaintances without any trouble at all. Okay, so share more than your name when you meet and greet, and learn about others as well. So muchas gracias. I have a homework for you. Imagine yourself standing in front of your best friend, or take a photo of a person you admire. Okay, if there is any movie star you like a lot, if there is a good friend you have, just the video call koro, phone e kotha bolo. Okay, imagine talking to that person. Okay, and talk to that person about yourself as you do normally if you catch up with them. So আয়নার সামনে দাঁড়িয়ে বলা প্র্যাকটিস করো। কি বলবে? নর্মাল 2-3 মিনিট নিজের ব্যাপারে জাস্ট কথা বলবে, তুমি কি করো, তোমার নাম কি, কোথায় থাকো, এভরিথিং ইউ হ্যাভ টু জাস্ট সে। Just have to say this, nothing else. Okay, so make sure you're doing that and get back to me if you need any other help. Okay, do that. Stand in front of the mirror, speak to yourself. লোকে যা বলে বলুক, সে যদি বাড়িতে কেউ জিজ্ঞেস করে কি করছিস, বলে মা বাবা প্র্যাকটিস করছি, হোমওয়ার্ক। ঠিক আছে, ডু দ্যাট। নিজের ঘরে there is a mirror, right? Stand in front of the mirror, imagine your second version is looking at you, and speak to your second version. Okay? Make sure you're speaking, and it's explain yourself, introduce yourself, তোমার নাম কি, কবে মানে জন্ম কোন মান্থে হয়েছিল, একটু গুগল করতে পারো, হয়তো কয়েকটা শব্দ you will not be knowing the names of the months and all, কোন মাসে জন্মেছিল। say that, make a brief, আমি তো বলবো প্রথমে ইংলিশে একটা প্যারাগ্রাফ লেখো নিজের ব্যাপারে, তারপরে ওটাকে দেখে স্প্যানিশে বলার চেষ্টা করো, দ্যাট উইল হেল্প। একটা আউটলাইন থাকবে, ওটাকে দেখে স্প্যানিশে বলার চেষ্টা করো উইথ দিস ফ্রেজেস, ওকে? এই ফ্রেজগুলোর ইংলিশ তো স্লাইডসেই পেয়ে যাবে। সো ওয়ান্স ইউ গেট দোজ স্লাইডস, ইংলিশে ওইগুলোকে ইউজ করে একটা ছোট্ট প্যারাগ্রাফ বানাও, মেবি 10টা সেন্টেন্সের ছোট একটা প্যারাগ্রাফ and short sentence, ওটাকে আয়নার সামনে স্প্যানিশে বলো। that is the best way to practice writing, okay? and if you have a friend who is okay to come on video call with you, তোমরা যদি নিজেদের মধ্যে মানে চেনা জানা থাকে এই ক্লাসে, do video calls and introduce yourself in Spanish, that will be very helpful. আজকেই করো, do it after this class, আজকের মধ্যে a lot of time, do it as a Sunday আছে, class নেই, practice it today only, and take turns to imagine that your friend will be asking you questions and সেগুলোকে স্প্যানিশে উত্তর দেওয়ার চেষ্টা করো। Okay, so yep, that is it from my side. I think it's done. I do not have anything else to say. I'll be sharing the slides with you. Okay, now if you have any questions, okay, if you have any questions, please go ahead. If you have any questions to ask me. ¿Quieres preguntarme algo? ¿Tienes algo que preguntar o quieres que os explique algo? If you want me to explain something. Okay. Anything you want to ask? Or is it like সবকিছু বুঝে গেছো, জিজ্ঞেস করার কিছু নেই? Nothing to ask? You want to ask? Yeah. Hand kara raise kolo. I am sorry, but I will not be able to see you. I will not be able to see you because I am not the organizer. যদি কিছু জিজ্ঞেস করার হয়, ask it to me in the chat. Very, very important for all of you. Okay, ask it to me in the chat. Shomodip Bhattacharji. Yes, Shomodip. Shomodip, write in the chat box. Huh? Shomodip, ask in the chat box. If you have to ask something, you raised your hand. I think organizer is not here, so I will not be able to take you on the panel. But if you want to ask something, you can just go ahead and ask. So how was the session for today? How did you like it? How much did you learn? Did you learn something new? Because I tried to get out a little bit of grammar. পুরো grammatical হয়ে যাচ্ছিল, so I thought ঠিক আছে আজকে একটু interactive session, right? পুরো গ্রামার করলে মাথাটা কেমন ধরে যায় সারাক্ষণ, কনস্ট্যান্ট গ্রামার এন্ড স্টাডিজ হওয়া। আমি একটা ছোট গল্প বলি, বিকজ we have some time. When I was in school না, মানে I was a person who used to stay away from studies. আমার বিলকুল একদম I was like I never ever liked studying, but then I realized কি I don't know, আমি একজন ছিলাম যার মানে পড়াশোনা তো পরীক্ষার আগে খুব ভালোভাবে করবো, বাট সারা বছর ধরে I was more like an extrovert person. বাইরে বেরোবো, ঘুরবো, এই করবো, But then, yeah, now things have changed, and I know it's important to do a little bit of studies. Nale, you don't feel confident. একটু তো করতেই হবে, right? তো সেটা তুমি কিভাবে করবে সেটা তোমার ব্যাপার, সেটা তোমাকে কেউ বলে দেবে না তুমি কিভাবে। বড় হয়েছে সবাই, এজেন্ডা করে শিডিউল করে নিজের কথার নিচে রাখো। And when you complete something, না, I'm saying this from my experience, যখন নিজের কথা কেউ নিজে রাখে না, automatically খুব ভালো লাগে, it feels very good. Because now I'm a person who keeps my words. Confidence and character সেখান থেকে আসে. It does not come from knowing or having a lot of knowledge. It's my personal experience. Confidence does not come from having a very big degree and having certified something in that subject. It comes from you keeping your own words. Chai করো না কেন, make sure you're completing things. Do not keep things incomplete. Always make sure you're completing things. That's very, very important. Yeah. So any questions, anything? You want to share something from your learning, how everything is going and everything? So again, entonces nos vemos la próxima clase. Nos vemos la próxima clase. Just a second. So if you have any questions, just type in the chat box. Yeah. Yes. Soy Indiana or soy Indian? No, no, देखो. Devjit, right? See. Soy de India. It will be soy India. Okay, because see, Indiana bole kichu hoy na. There is nothing called Indiana. It will be soy Indio, soy India. Okay. It will not be like soy Indiana. India is the name of the country. That is also India. A woman like me, I'm from India. That's also gonna be India. It's not gonna be like something else like soy Indiana. So India is also India. আমি হচ্ছি Indian, Spanish বললে that will also be soy India. If a man is saying that, it will be soy Indio. Okay, Indian India. That is how it goes. Okay, I hope that was clear. Okay. Any more questions? You want to clear something? You can just go ahead. Clear করে নাও, আগের দিনের কোনো ডাউট থাকলে ক্লিয়ার করে নাও. I don't want you to I wanted to clear everything. That's very, very, very important. Any more questions? So that now we have time. You can ask your questions. Else I'll be completing, wrapping up the session. Okay. Yeah. Anyone else? Any more questions you have? You want to ask? Okay. So I think we're done. Okay. Entonces, now, if I want to tell you that see you in the next class, what will I say? Can you tell me if I want to say see you in the next class? What is see you in the next class in Spanish? এক্ষুনি শেখালাম. Como se dice, nos vemos la próxima clase. See you in the next class is nos vemos la próxima clase. Okay? That is how it's done. Nos vemos la próxima clase. If you want to say see you next week, you will say nos vemos la próxima semana. লিখে নাও এগুলো. Nos vemos la próxima semana. See you next week. Okay? Nos vemos la próxima semana. That is basically see you next week. Just give me a second. See you next week is nos vemos la próxima semana. Okay. That is see you next week. See you in class. Nos vemos en la clase. See you in class. Nos vemos en la clase. So for those who want to join the WhatsApp group now, you have to ask organizer for it. Okay. So do one thing. Drop a text in the WhatsApp group. Okay. If you have, or যেখান থেকে তোমাদের কাছে লিংক যায় না, you get a link right for Spanish class. ওই লিংক যে মেল থেকে আসে ওখানে মেল করো যে I don't have the WhatsApp group link, please send it to me. Okay. তোমাদের অনেক colleagues আছে those who actually have this WhatsApp link, so you can ask them as well. Now you can ask them as well. ওই মেলটাতে রেসপন্ড করো and say that I need a WhatsApp link. I don't have it. Okay. So you don't have the WhatsApp link, can you need it? Okay. Yeah. Anything else? ¿Quieres preguntar algo más acerca de nuestra clase? We don't have any Telegram group yet. We only have a WhatsApp group. That is what we have. We don't have any Telegram. Okay. Attendance link. Just wait here, okay? Let me check once. I think organizer is not there. Do one thing. Once organizer is there, now the link will be shared to you on WhatsApp. I'll do that because I think he's having some network issues. Let me check it. Okay, be here. Do not leave. Let me see if I have the attendance link. Just give me a second. Let me check. So right now there is no update of the attendance link. I think WhatsApp group is shared होता है attendance link. And for those who are not there in the WhatsApp group, just ask it once in the mail ID. You can do that. Okay. So can we make a thumbs up? Okay. I don't think I can see you guys, but I wish you all were here. You know. Entonces, ¿cómo fue tu clase? I hope you had an amazing time and learned a lot. So I'm completing this class. Hasta la próxima clase, hasta la próxima semana. Nos vemos la próxima semana. Okay. Entonces, what do you say in Spanish before you leave? What do we say in Spanish? Before we leave or before we do something, you learned it today only. Jaawar age ki bole Spanish? What do you say in Spanish? I told you. Yes, adios is there, and apart from that, adios. Okay. Yes. Okay. Entonces, we're gonna say adios and hasta luego. Adios and hasta luego. Okay, we're gonna say that. Okay. Hasta luego. Nos vemos. Okay. Bye bye. See you.